Hey guys, sorry I don't have a working camera, but I'm Samantha, and today I'm going to be presenting on the gray fox, also known as Eurocyon scenario argenteus. First, I'm going to talk about the classification. So on the right, we have a phylogenetic tree, and circled I have all of the fox groups, and then underlined I have the gray fox. So I would like to point out that the gray fox is most closely related to Eurocyon littoralis, and this is the island gray fox. And then it's related to, but kind of separate from, the Vulpes genus, which is most of your other foxes. And then we have Autocyon megalotis, which is the bat-eared fox, and it's related to this, but still kind of separate. So some characteristics to tell it apart from the other foxes. These guys have a black stripe going down their tail, and they have rusty patches on their neck, belly, and legs. They also have white patches kind of on their cheeks, and this travels down their neck into their chest a little bit. Majority of their coat is black, gray, and white speckled. These guys can grow about 45 inches long. To put it in perspective, this is a little larger than a red fox, but smaller than a coyote. And the female weight ranges anywhere from 6.2 to 9.2 pounds, and males range from 6.8 to 11.2 pounds. So for their home range, the map on the right shows a pretty good idea of this. They're found in southern, eastern, and southwestern US. They're also found in a small part of southern Canada and then South America. While I was doing research on this, I found an interesting paper that looked at the overlap in bobcat, coyote, and the gray fox's home ranges. So the gray fox overlaps with the bobcat no more than 26% of the time, and no more than 40% of the time with the coyote. And these higher percentages are found in the winter season. And this is compared to the bobcat and the coyote overlap of 58%. And comparing those numbers, you can kind of see why the gray fox is unique. So we're moving on to the diet. They have a pretty wide-ranging diet. It includes small mammals, birds, plants, and insects. Plants actually make up a majority of their diet, and the examples of what they can eat kind of change depending on where you find them and what's in the area. One thing that I would like to point out is that they do eat chickens, and this is where your human-animal conflict comes into play. So some interesting behaviors. I'd like to talk about their denning behavior. They're not really particular with where they place their dens. It's kind of all over the place. They can use pre-existing things like holes in logs or rocky areas. They've also been known to use other animal dens and then modify them to their needs. They can also make their own under bushes and shrub piles. Another interesting behavior is they can actually climb trees. This is primarily found in hunting, and that's kind of what allows them to get like the birds and some of the fruits, as well as small mammals that kind of live in the trees. They can also climb the trees for prey avoidance. Lastly, I'd like to touch on reproduction. So everything under the reproduction umbrella happens between mid-January to May. Northern populations are typically born in April, while southern populations are typically born in March. And this kind of shows that the breeding season has a little bit of a shift depending where they're located. Their litter size ranges anywhere from 1 to 5 kits. The average is about 3 or 4 typically. And their gestation period is believed to be around 30 or 63 days. Here are my references. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know and I'll get back to you. Thanks for listening, and hope you guys are all staying safe.